Welcome. My name is David Cleverton with 360 Immersive. Today I have the absolute pleasure of talking to Preston Lewis, who is COO and a co-founder of Black Box VR. Black Box VR is a new company that is developing a revolutionary product, but also starting a complete new industry. Preston, tell us a little bit about the history behind Black Box, how you came into the world of virtual reality. Give us that history and where you're going.
Sure. Well, thanks for having me. So my background is I basically worked at bodybuilding.com for 8 years, and my co-founder Ryan DeLuca founded bodybuilding.com 17 years ago. And him and I worked together on all the innovation projects at bodybuilding.com, and so we were always trying to solve the one not so simple goal, and that was to try to create tools that help people to stick to their health and fitness goals and to achieve those goals. And so we worked on Body Space, the web, obviously the website content, but Body Space we had about 3 million users, and we were always trying to figure out how can we use the technology we had then, which was basically your mobile phone, a website, to get people to really give them the tools that they needed to succeed. And so we built workout trackers, the community, social elements and stuff, and that was very successful. And then at the same time, we got our hands on a DK2. The first one I looked at was a DK2, which was Oculus. Basically started with the DK1. They ran a Kickstarter. I didn't try that one.
So these are virtual reality headsets. They allow you to use immersive technology to feel like you're in a space.
Exactly. Okay. Yeah. And so the DK1 by Oculus was basically this, like a cell phone, just kind of strapped in to a headset, and basically bends the scene around you, and you can look around and you're immersed in that. It was very rudimentary, but it was a start. And so the first one I tried was the second version of that, which was the DK2. And I tried the roller coaster experience, which I was just blown away by the amount of just immersion it offered. And so Ryan and I had been talking, and we had left bodybuilding.com, basically said, hey, like this VR technology is pretty interesting. Let's just put our heads together and figure out how we can take this VR technology and create something compelling in fitness, still around the same goal we've always had, which was trying to give people the tools to achieve their health and fitness goals. So, and that's kind of where Black Box VR came from, the initial idea.
So, in looking at not only starting a new product, but I mean, literally, you're talking about a whole new industry. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of work behind it, a lot of magic, we'll say. In fact, what I'd like to do for the viewing audience right now is we'd like to run your promotional video. I love it. It's absolutely where you're at. It doesn't give away too much.
Mm-hmm. Teases it.
And so go ahead and roll the video, please. So wow, I mean, if that doesn't get you excited about working out, and nobody is excited about working out, it doesn't. I know you can't give away a lot of the magic. It's product development, and but you know, give us the nuts and bolts of, take us through what people will experience using your product.
Yeah, so it kind of, in that teaser, you can kind of see the next, it says next level, it kind of hints at the game experience. And so the big thing we want to do is, we know that someone is going to go off, and anytime we tell people the idea, they think, oh cool, so I can ride my bike through the Alps, or I'm going to have the trainer in the room with me, which is great, you know, but that's not what we're going to do. Someone's going to do that, but what we really believe in is resistance training. So just for all ages, building that lean muscle mass that really keeps people healthy. For older women, it can actually help fight osteoporosis and increase bone density and things like that. And so resistance training for us has always been one of the biggest things we like to advocate. And but fitness is, like you said, it's boring, right? It's literally not immediate pleasure. Like, you think about games. Games are like kind of that immediate pleasure, and fitness is that immediate pain and delayed results, right? You don't get those results till 2, 3, 4 weeks later. And so for us, we basically have just been kind of chewing on the idea of, like, if you can create an immersive game experience, which can only be enabled by VR, because everyone's creating these TV screens and things like that, but we want to create that immersive experience and pair that with actual resistance training, which is what we're developing. Then you could get one of the best workouts of your life and also have fun while you're doing it. And so the technology is essentially, like you said, without giving too much away, is a cable resistance machine. And that cable resistance machine that we're inventing actually runs through a Unity VR game engine. And so in real time, anything that happens in the game to you, whether it's a ship or a zombie or whatever's coming at you, you go and you reach out to shut a door or to grab a lever or something. You're actually grabbing on a real handle in the real world, and you're doing a real movement that's under resistance. And so versus in the gym right now, you go to the weight stack, you put the pin in, you're like, okay, all right, do a couple reps, look at your watch, you're bored, right? You never come back, and you're sore, and it's just not fun. So the idea is to pair the virtual reality immersive elements with this haptic resistance machine.
And we all know that everybody should work out. Everybody should have an exercise regime. Everybody should, I mean, that's what we should do. So you've actually taken away the negatives and made it fun. You know, and that may be a new tagline for you. Exercise is finally fun. So will it be available for home use or in gyms, or how can people, once this is finished, how can they experience it?
So we're still actually going through that process and looking at the business models. It's all going to depend on, one of our challenges, obviously, where the headset technology is, the current cost in the market of VR technology and the accessibility to that. And so one of the first things we've talked about is in a gym, like basically having our own gym. So you'd have a private black box gym, and you kind of saw it in the video. You notice there was a hallway, and this isn't final by any means, but there was a hallway where there had different individual doors. Well, with black box, the other thing that's tough with gyms is privacy, right? You go in there, maybe people are watching you, maybe you feel insecure about the movements you're doing, you know, maybe you haven't worked out in a while. And so what we're really looking to do is something more like I guess we say like the Universal Studios type of experience, or the tanning salon type of experience, where you'd actually go into your own 10 by 10 room that would have one of these haptic machines. And in that sense, you'd be able to have the privacy, have temperature control, and maybe eventually sense and certain things that are actually paired with that experience to make it even more immersive.
Sure.
But the point you bring up about fitness being so boring, we joke in the office all the time about how the dumbbell basically hasn't changed since 500 BC, right? It's literally, you go to the gym and you're lifting rocks. I mean, they're just rocks on a handle, right? They're shaped a little bit nicer, but you're literally just lifting rocks up and down. And so for us, with this cable machine, it can actually track every single movement you do, and your acceleration, the curvature of the rep you're doing. And with automated insights and artificial intelligence and algorithms, it can actually progress you to whatever level you're at in fitness.
So you get that positive feedback of achieving something in the short term. You know, it's and frankly, whether people play games or not, they know about the addictive nature of a game. Well, why not apply to something that's actually really good for you?
Absolutely.
And that's really what it is.
Yeah, and we also joke about how you play World of Warcraft, and I have nothing to say, no bad things to say about World of Warcraft as far as the game. It's an amazing game, right? And you have millions of people playing it, but you're level 60 in the game, which is great. You're this mega warlord, whatever, level 60. And sometimes you're level 0 in life, right? You got Cheetos on your shirt, and you're like, you've sunk so many hours into this game.
Yeah.
And the physical benefits of that just aren't there. And so one of the things that we're really passionate about with Black Box is, and that's powered by virtual reality technologies, is this idea of you actually being a one-for-one representation inside the game as an avatar, as well as outside of the game. And so in Black Box, if you're a level 60 and you step out in the game and you step out of the Black Box, and I look at you, you will be a level 60 in real life because you're not pushing a controller. In Black Box, your body actually is the controller. So you're doing a wood chop, it's actually under resistance. You're doing a press, it's under resistance. So you get out of there, and you kind of saw in the video, you'll be sweating, you'll be tired, and you'll have increase your cardiovascular health, your muscle mass, lean muscle mass, and all those vitals.
So that actually gives, you know, I mean, when we talk about a revolutionary type of new industry, that's what you guys are doing. So how soon do you think that you'll be ready? And I know you get that a lot, and it's hard to answer in a startup. But.
It is, and we're learning new things every single day. Some of the challenges have been just the headset technology that's available. A lot of people ask us, oh, well, you have this thing on your face, and how does that feel to work out? And we say, well, they're like, oh, I don't know if I've ever done that or I would ever do that. And I'm like, well, have you been skiing, right? I mean, have you ever played football? Have you ever played lacrosse? I mean, there's all of these kind of things exist in sports and athletics today where you're actually doing physical movements and activities. But the better those get, the better it's going to be for us. And so we have a lot of solutions where we're using the VR cover to manage sweat and things like that. But the tracking systems themselves are always changing. So a big challenge we have as far as the launch date is just what's the cost going to be? What's the form factor of the headsets? And we've been just learning this new base station lighthouse technology that HTC Vive has been using to really not get grayouts, not get certain, blurring or judder and things like that. So, but all that to say, we plan on doing a university study starting in about 3 weeks. Because the other thing that we fully believe in is making sure that the product is validated. We don't want to, we have our hypothesis, and we don't want to go out there and just be like, okay, like just trust us, our moms love it, right? We want to actually have university-backed studies saying that the results in VR fitness are actual better than your typical workout in the gym. So the study starts in about 4 weeks. That's an 8-week study, but no, it'd be great to launch at the end of this year, but we don't know for sure yet.
Okay. So thank you for joining us. You know, if you're looking for something that will improve your life, it will keep you from essentially maybe looking like you haven't been in the gym, check out Black Box VR. They are an up-and-comer as far as not only a product, but as a whole new industry. Preston, thank you.
Thank you very much.